Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are watching the Paris Fintech Forum Communities video interview series. I'm Elliott Gotkine, and today I'm joined by the COO of Thunes, Chloé Mayenobe. Great to have you with us.
Thank you, Elliott. Very nice for me to be here.
Okay, so before we get cracking, we're going to learn a little bit more about Thunes. So, Chloé, tell us about Thunes.
Well, Thunes is the smart superhighway to move money around the world. This means that we are looking to address the inefficiency of moving money internationally and create a next-gen payment system that is secure, instant, and transparent. We are B2B focused. Our proprietary direct global network allows our members to make payments in real time in over 130 countries and more than 80 currencies. We connect directly to over 7 billion wallets and bank accounts. And we also connect to the 15 billion cards worldwide. And all this via more than 300 different payment methods. Our customers include gig economy giants like Uber and Deliveroo, super apps like Grab and WeChat, MTOs, PSPs, fintechs, banks.
Okay, and forgive me, I've seen that you're kind of you've got you're Singaporean or you're French. You're French, but your kind of headquarters I think you might be in London.
Yeah.
But your company's kind of technically Singaporean. Can you enlighten me?
Yeah, so we are headquartered in Singapore, but we have offices like everywhere in the world. We have 15 offices everywhere in the world would that be in Barcelona, Beijing, Dubai, Hong Kong, Johannesburg, London, Manila. We are a truly global company, more than 60 nationalities for our more than 400 people around the world. We are still headquartered in Singapore, but while very, very, very spread all over. Our global play is the world. So yeah. Footprint everywhere.
And I think back in July 2023, you raised something like $72 million at a $900 million valuation. Is it safe to say you're now a unicorn? Can we say that? And do you need to raise more money to get to profitability if you're not already there?
So let me go back a little bit in history. Like I joined Thunes last year at that exact time of a pivotal moment where a company is not like a small startup anymore, but needs to evolve towards like a small, big company. And right after, so I joined right after that Series C fundraising that you're just mentioning, totaling 72 million with investor including like Marshall Ways and Visa. So we have been able to announce last summer that we hit a major growth milestone exceeding 100 million run rate revenue, while remaining firmly, of course, while in the course of reaching EBITDA break-even by the end of the year, and that's what we really want to achieve, and I believe that we are on the great path towards this. Nevertheless, like it's a continuous fight, and we are evolving in a huge playground, increasing playground, but we need also to maintain our cost under control, which we are doing quite successfully.
Okay, I mean, you mentioned Visa as being one of the investors. Are they? Do you compete with Visa? They're just kind of complementary as partners, or is this something else?
Well, co-opetition, you know that. Payment is a huge co-opetition play, I would say. So while in some cases we may compete against Visa, we are also lately truly like a partner of Visa, enabling them to reach like 100 mobile wallets around the world for Visa Direct. We can also use their rails sometimes, but mostly, we are serving them for Visa Direct.
Okay, so we've heard about Thunes. Let's now learn more about Chloé. So as you mentioned, you've been with Thunes just over a year, I think. You spent most of your professional career working in the payments space. You just kind of found your calling early. Payments was for you, a match made in heaven.
Well, not really, but I love it. I started my career as an auditor, so nothing there was leading me into tech and fintech. But I had the chance to join very early in my career the executive committee of Ingenico. And while I was quite young, the aim there was to lead the transformation of the company from a pure hardware player to a really payment service provider with the success you know. So I would say that from there, and I stayed 12 years. So the backbone of my career is really transformation and scale. And what is moving me is really like building the things. So that's also what I did in Natixis Payments, being the deputy CEO there, changing everything, transforming everything, literally like from culture to moving into a data-led company, into putting data in public cloud, injection of AI, and so on. Like this is all the things that I've been working on during all my career, and that's what I'm doing as well in my current job. In Thunes, asking, trying to shake the status quo, evolving, and trying to ask ourselves the good question, or myself the good question, in order to shape the future. So it's really like my career, I would say, is really like growth, scale, and transformation.
And I would imagine being chief operating officer is quite an all-consuming job. But I understand you're a bit of an artist, and you're a bit of a kind of a DIY person as well. So tell us more about that.
Yeah. So I do everything, literally everything in the house, from electricity. Well, not so much plumbery, but electricity to fixing everything. But beside this, I love to do things with my hands. So doing painting, doing pottery. Lately, trying to do jewelry. Everything that occupies my hands when I'm not working. And I do that with my kids, of course.
And you've got identical twins. Are they old enough to be playing tricks on you and trying to pretend to be the other?
Yeah, I should not say that, but sometimes they are completely identical twins. And you know what I've found out is that they can actually the face recognition on the phones. Well, it's not working for them. It's like they can unlock each other's phones, and so they don't have any privacy. Well, so yeah, they are able to play tricks on everybody.
Well, there's a kind of a loophole or something that Apple and whoever else needs to fix, obviously. Okay, Chloé, so look, a key part of this interview is to get your take on the future of finance. But first, we're going to take a very quick break, after which we're going to continue our conversation with the COO of Thunes, Chloé Mayenobe. Welcome back. And don't forget, if you're not already a full member of our community, everything you need to join can be found at www.parisfintechforum.com. And now, Chloé, let's talk about the future of finance. So, a lot of hype, a lot of talk, a lot of discussions, about artificial intelligence and what it's doing in general in the world, but certainly for our purposes in the world of fintech and finance as well. I suppose a simple question to begin with, or perhaps doesn't necessitate a simple answer, but do you see it as a force for good or bad? Because, for every, more efficient and more profitable and more financially inclusive advantage it brings, you also have things like deep fakes and, security breaches and the like to worry about as well.
Security is a huge point of attention. Of course, we are touching the money. We are touching something that is very important for the people. Security very important. You mentioned financial inclusion. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So financial inclusion, this is where we were born, right? We were born to help money transfer, especially at that time in hard to reach markets. So our first customers have been the money transfer operators. They are still our customers, by the way. But in order to completely transform the journey of the diaspora sending money back home, so the P2P money flow it's our it's our DNA, right? It has continued to grow, and we have continued to grow ever since with that flow coming into also another play, which is B2C or B2B environment. I may come back on that later, but. Back to your question, financial inclusion is really embedded in our DNA. Our mission, if you look at our website, is to connect every corner of the world and make the global economy accessible to all. So.
Right, but when it comes to artificial intelligence, I mean, what would you say it's achieved so far in the realm of payments, and what should we expect it to do, or hope for it to do?
AI is not new, right? It's and especially machine learning behind. It is already extensively used for us in fraud, in customer care, in automation of the forecast, and so on. Well, of course, we have embedded all this. We are not yet fully done. We continue the journey, continuous improvements to make. When we come to next generation of AI, generative AI, we'll continue to We'll probably start using it like not that far in the future. And in the same areas that we had embedded AI previously, which means customer care, of course, but also maybe API documentation, maybe onboarding of our new customer and the journey of our customers. So we need to be agile. We need to create room and investment for such technologies. We need to we'll move forward with the new generation of AI for sure.
Okay, and changing tack slightly, crises often bring opportunities as well as challenges. There's a lot of concern now that with the election of Donald Trump, there might be some kind of trade war going on, and if that happens, that there could be a potential impact, I suppose, from your perspective, on cross-border payments. What's your expectations for what happens in general, and what are you doing to kind of prepare for that eventuality?
Well, from a compliance standpoint, we are already facing countries with embargoes and so on. So we are just strictly applying every rules that come from every part of the world, right? Compliance is a key asset for us. It's the safetiness of the money flows, and so we stick to regulation. We don't really foresee things being more and more stringent. Well, of course, it's more stringent, but it will not be more difficult. It's already like a to move money around the world. But maybe one thing that is very important for us is like we see our cake growing. We, as I was saying earlier, we started from a C2C play, peer-to-peer kind of flow, and entering into B2C and B2B. And when you come to B2B flow, we are talking about a ballpark of 145 trillions per year, right? And growing 5% every year. So can you imagine that ballpark? So even though we have like some restrictions somewhere, like the ballpark is enlarging, and so we don't see any huge constraints moving forward on our growth or on our path forward.
Okay, and another slightly more general question. There's been talk for a long time about the end of cash or the end of cards. We're all using kind of mobile wallets and other means of payments. Do you have any? If you look into your crystal ball for the future, how long before you think maybe cards and perhaps cash go the way of the dinosaurs?
Difficult to say. While I was at Ingenico, we thought that the POS terminals will disappear 5 years after I entered that company, which was in 2006. So you can imagine, and POS are still there, right? So of course, cash is decreasing, and that is great for us. Mobile is on the rise. Mobility and instantaneity are the play of tomorrow. That is the play that we are playing in. That is our ballpark. That is mobility first, instantaneity first, less cash, very good for us. Happy?
Okay. And on that note, crypto, for example, seems to be back in vogue. Since crypto payments don't require traditional payment infrastructure to operate, should traditional payment fintechs be concerned, or is this an opportunity for them to have another market, another vertical to be involved with?
For us, it's a huge opportunity. The use of stablecoin, for example, will make global transactions faster. As an early adopter of that technology, with the use of USDC, we are already in the forefront of making blockchain-based technology part of the global money movement ecosystem. And in allowing stablecoin funding, we announced that we are now enabling this. And of course, like CBDCs and all cryptocurrency will play a huge role in our money movement moving forward, and we are ready to play with that.
Okay, and big tech has also been taking maybe baby steps into finance and especially payments. Do payment fintechs such as yours, or just in general looking at payment fintechs, do you see big tech as enemies, potential partners, something in between, maybe people to to have not co-option? What was it? Competition. Co-opetition. Excuse me.
Yeah, well, of course, most probably co-opetition. We'll have to. Maybe one thing we have been able to do in for example in Africa, but not only, is interoperability. Right, so you have like a lot of mobile apps everywhere, but how do you make sure that all these are connecting to the others? That's a space where, once again, we have been very successful, bringing all that interoperability and capabilities for the people to be agnostic to whatever. I see big tech exactly like this. Like the idea, and I think the future of fintech is really like how you will be able to embed others' innovation into your play in order to serve the customer better.
Okay, well, I think it's time now for our round of rapid fire questions. Chloé, are you ready?
More than ever.
What fintech segment has the biggest potential over the next 5 years?
B2B payments.
What is the biggest pain point in your everyday financial life that you'd like to see resolved?
Reconciliations.
Are bank bosses ready for the AI revolution?
Not yet.
Customers, are they ready?
Well, not yet either, I think.
Okay. Do you think regulators in the EU and the United States have kept pace with all the new possibilities and behaviors we're seeing in the financial industry?
Yeah.
Have you personally ever invested in crypto?
I invested in crypto technology, not
Okay.
currency.
Are physical points of sales part of the future of finance?
No.
Are bank branches part of the future of finance?
No.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 the most likely, 1 the least likely, how probable do you think it will be that in the next 10 years, one of the neobanks will be as profitable as a top-tier legacy bank?
10.
That CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, will become a mainstream reality in Europe and the United States?
7.
That you'll be able to open a crypto account at a top-tier bank?
8.
That SWIFT will remain still be the main tool used for transferring money around the world?
3.
Well, I think that's a good one to stop on. Maybe some self-interest involved with that last one, but I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. So just gives me time to say thank you to Chloé Mayenobe, the COO of Thunes, for joining me today. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you, Elliott.
And for everyone watching, we'll be back again next time with another big name from the world of finance and technology. We do hope you'll be able to join us again then. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to the Paris Fintech Forum YouTube channel and to follow us on X at Paris Fin Forum. That's all for now. See you next time. Bye-bye.